My job as an executive is to support everybody else who's doing their job. It's not just to keep my end of the canoe dry or make sure that my team is doing what my team's supposed to do. Once you get to the executive level, your job is really to look across the company.
So, Aimee, you said earlier that you think it's important to have strong relationships between the CIO, the CISO, and the CPO. How do you build that relationship and how do you maintain it over time? What does that actually look like?
When I first take a role, figuring out what the span of influence of those other roles is really important. So meeting with the CPO and learning what's interesting to her and what her span of influence is. And then I want to figure out how to make her job easier. So just like if somebody comes to me and says, I love what you're doing and I want to support you, how can I help you? Can I do this? Can I do that? I'm going to be like, these are the kinds of friends I want, right? My job as an executive is to support everybody else who's doing their job. It's not just to keep my end of the canoe dry or make sure that my team is doing what my team's supposed to do. Once you get to the executive level, your job is really to look across the company. And so the first thing I try to do is figure out whether I have any resources in my team that rightly belong somewhere else. Because let me tell you, nothing says I'm committed to the business like giving away your resources to the team where they actually belong. Because generally you see leaders who are trying to grab resources and not trying to give resources. But if you start by giving, oddly enough, other people sometimes go, actually, I think this is a security thing. Do you want this? So that's the first thing, is to try to make sure that I'm contributing to the work that the other executives need to do, especially the privacy team, because there's so much overlap between those two teams. But on a day-to-day basis, what I think is important is actually inviting them into places where they don't already have a seat at the table. And so saying, oh, you know what? I'm going into a meeting next week to talk to this new line of business about their whatever the thing is that I think you're going to be interested in. Are you already invited to that? If not, do you want to come along with me? Or would you like me to just let you know what we talked about afterwards so I can make sure you stay informed? And that's something that really says, I'm committed to you and to your function and to you being successful. If you start off that way, over time, people will start inviting you to the table as well. Oh, the privacy guy is going to go talk to somebody and there's a security component and they're going to come grab me and bring me in as well. I think ultimately what I'm trying to get to is for all of us to have skin in the game, because nobody works as hard as they do when they've got skin in the game. And so if it's your project and I don't really have any skin in the game and you're doing your thing, I'm like, yeah, go Cameron, good job. That's great. But what you really want is for me to have a reason to want that to be successful, so much so that I'm willing to dedicate time or money or mind space to it. And that's what building those relationships and maintaining them over time feels like to me. You can't just have a once a month coffee chat and be like, oh yeah, I've got a great relationship with the CPO. I have coffee with them once a month. It's like, okay, but what are you really doing together? How are you benefiting the company together?
Love that. Honestly, that's great advice for relationships,
Generally.
Yeah, generally, it's just good communication, not coming in as an executive and pointing fingers and telling people what to do, but
Yeah.
making them feel just like, you want to be a part of this with me?
Yeah.
Powerful.
Totally. And it works shockingly well. And it's not even a sneaky like influence trick. It's really just like, hey, I'm on your team. How can I help? And that's kind of an amazing tool.